What is up? So it is Wednesday, and it's a little bit. What time is it? I think it's like a little after 1300 hours. So this is a Star Wars Endgame 4.2 update. So this morning I worked on it for 3 hours and 30 minutes. Pretty good writing time. Pretty good writing sesh. I'm up to 69 pages typed with 29,087 words. So I'm closing in on 30K easily. What did I work on? Well, I had to subtract a half hour because I was eating and I had to take a shit. Fun times. So I worked on the end of Tyra and Vanessa's conversation. Then that bled into Tyra and Trent's conversation, which I'll be working on here in a little while after I'm a little more awake. That's so much better. It's a little bit better. I worked on the parenting dynamic in this because with like I said before, Endgame is a behemoth of a story in terms of development and putting it, because what I'm putting in now is all new material. So it's a lot to consider because I never did a parenting dynamic in a story before. I did it in Redemption of the Phoenix, but that was, that was a short, that was, that was kind of a, I mean, I did it between Lucius and Eve and uh, Trent, Tyra, and Lucius, but never like this. This is more of an aftermath fallout kind of deal. Because Lucius is still in a coma, and I'm still in the past. Um, and it's just, working on the parenting dynamic with how between Tyra and Vanessa, because Tyra is her mother. So, you know, repairing the old wound of, Tyra having abandoned her because she thought that she turned out like Raven, um, was something that really nagged at her all these millennia and stuff. And she's working, to start over fresh and get to know her daughter now, you know. Um, and it was an interesting scene to write up because everything just it flowed for a while, and then towards like the last hour of it, I struggled because I couldn't figure out where to go with it. That was my problem. I was stuck, and I wanted to, like wrap it up and then go to bed because it was like 5:30. I was like, fuck, I should have been finished like an hour ago. What the fuck? Oh, Superman shit. Um, what else was there? And then, jumping into parental roles with Trent and Tyra. Um, and how they feel about raising, not raising, how they feel about being there for Lucius and Vanessa now. Well, in the past, at that time, in that time frame. Um, like for Trent, like it's difficult for him because he don't know how to handle it because it's frustrating when he only has you know no one to talk to except for Demas because Demas is helping out with the other patients around the hospital or medical ward, I should say, and he's by Lucius's bedside all the time, trying to try to help him wake up and shit, keep talking to him and shit, because dealing with a comatose kid. And this is something, I dealt with personally because, as you know or may not know, I lost my grandmother earlier this year to a stroke, and she was in a coma. And it's rough because when you deal with someone in a coma, they're unresponsive. Well, this is actually twice for me. I dealt with this with Crystal and Mom. So I've gone through this twice in my life. It's hard because the doctors will come in and, they'll be loud and try to, stir some kind of reaction out of the patient. And it's hard because when they don't do anything or don't move, you automatically want to give up sometimes. But sometimes they wake up, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it takes longer than anticipated for them to wake up. And it's rough. And it's really shown on both of them. Tyra came to Meb to help Vanessa heal and get better because she couldn't handle being around Lucius anymore. Like it was draining her and frustrating for her. So she figured that, if I can't help one kid, I can at least try to help the other one and see what happens with that. That's what she did. Um, what else? That was about it. So it's it's rough. Like working on this is really challenging because I'm working backwards to go forwards and forwards to go backwards. And this story is so intricate and detailed. Like I would say I have the engine specs written down right now for the Starhawk, basically. So I'm getting there. It's a long ass road to being finished. But at least I'm nearing 30K words. And once I get to a good point, I think when I hit 80 pages typed, I'll probably post. Because that sounds pretty good to me. So, yeah, I'm trying to get to that many and then get 30K. And then I'm like, woo, good. So, um, yeah, that's where I'm at. So, I'll be back maybe later today with another review or another update or whatever. And yeah, so till next time, like and subscribe for thoughts and prayers.